Hello and welcome to the Walks Football with Fans. How we have missed this. Norwich's first pre-season friendly, a short trip west to take on National League side Lynn Town tonight to kick off Daniel Farke's fifth Norwich pre-season as his Canaries begin preparation for their return to the Premier League. Liverpool at Carrow Road, just 29 short days away. Norwich's first game here in Lynn for some 3 years since they were last at the Walks. Tonight's headline team news: debuts for Billy Gilmore and Milot Rashica, and a second Canaries debut for Angus Gunn in goal. It is a strong team despite a raft of players rested after their summer exertions with their national teams. Well, Christoph Zimmermann is the Norwich captain tonight. A player, of course, who is a real Daniel Farke loyalist, with him through those 4 full seasons and now about to start his and the coach's fifth with the Canaries. Well, the last game here 3 years ago was a 2-1 win. All the goals came in the second half. A young Adam Ida, the match winner in that game back in the summer of 2018. Lynn from the 5th tier, a club whose original formation predates Norwich by some 21 years. 1881, the first Lynn Town to play in the Norfolk League back then. These days playing in the 5th tier, the old conference, the National League. No relegation last season, given the leagues below them were all brought to a premature conclusion, so they start in the 5th tier for the second successive season. Lynn Town, managed by the former Canary Ian Culverhouse. It'll be Lynn to start the game in their blue with gold trim tonight. And so for Norwich, pre-season is all systems go at the Walks, home of Lynn. Can the Premier League Canaries kick off their pre-season with a rousing performance here with a really strong team? Again, to confirm the headline news, debuts today for the summer buys Milot Rashica, and here on the ball now Billy Gilmore, number 8 for Norwich. It's towards Gold Omatoy here for Lynn, met by the head of Andrew Omabamadele, who gets in again here. The ball there breaks, and that'll be called as a free kick in the favour of Norwich against Gold Omatoy. The Swiss Zurich-born striker, who is wearing tonight the old shirt of Ryan Jarvis, helped on there by Kieran Dowell. Well, these games, of course, about fitness and fine-tuning and getting miles in the tank for these players. Here is Billy Gilmore. Gilmore's lost the ball. Now what can Lynn produce? Omatoy spins away, covered there by Omabamadele. Well, Omabamadele tipped to have a really, really big season coming up. He made his breakthrough really with Norwich in the most recent season. Young defender who earned rave reviews in his 8 starts in the Championship. Angus Gunn today playing his first game in the Norwich goal for 1,167 days. His father is here to watch Brian tonight, by the way, in the stand opposite. Away by Angus Gunn towards Jordan Hugel. This is Poiqueta, and covered by Zimmermann, back to Angus Gunn again. Well, Gunn, of course, will compete with Tim Krul for the number 1 jersey in the coming season. Krul given an extended breather given his involvement with the Dutch at the Euros, which have just finished. In the Lynn goal, meanwhile, a former Norwich goalkeeper in Paul Jones. And he clears away here. Met there by Ballymumba. Rupp. Ahead he's got Proketa and Rashica. Here is Przemysław Proketa for Norwich. It's Proketa, deflected cross. And the game's first corner is a Norwich corner. And across comes Billy Gilmore. A warm ovation too from the Norwich fans behind that goal in what is glorious evening sunshine in Kings Lynn tonight. Billy Gilmore's last game, by the way, at the Euros against England was only 28 days ago. Well, Gilmore's acquisition seen as a real coup, a real fillip for the Canaries to land a player so highly prized. Back in May on the bench for the Champions League final, no less, for Chelsea. In here by Billy Gilmore and flicked towards goal. Zimmerman, and away off the goal line pretty much there for Kings Lynn. Well, the captain tonight, Christoph Zimmerman, very close there to the game's first goal for Norwich. Here is Ballymumba. This week agreed terms on a new long-term deal to stay with the club. Now Omabamidele. Przemysław Proketa, who was of course last summer's key acquisition. Rashica's shot took early. And his first strike in a Norwich jersey, not the one to overly concern Paul Jones. Patience here from Kings Lynn. This is their second game of pre-season. They lost to Russell Martin's MK Dons here 3 days ago as Hugo looks to go in here with Jones. Well, Hugo last season very much Teemu Pukki's backup, the number 9 tonight. Still chipped in with a useful 4 league goals. 5 in all competitions. Came on as a sub 24 times in last season's title win, Jordan Hugo. Here come Kings Lynn. What can they fashion here, the team from the 5th tier? Nicked away by Proketa into Hugo. Ahead he's got support there from Dowell. Now Ballymumba takes over for Norwich. On to Billy Gilmore. Now Andrew Omabamidele in to find Billy Gilmore for Norwich. Proketa ahead, Rashica lurking. This is Lucas Rupp. Look at Norwich fashion here. It's Sørensen into the feet of Kieran Dowell. Dowell towards Jordan Hugo! And the first goal of Norwich's pre-season scored by Jordan Hugo, is it? I think maybe a push seen on the defender in the goal will not stand here. So Hugo's header counts for nothing. Did appear to give a nudge there, Hugo in the air when he made the challenge. Referee determines enough to give a free kick away. Helped on here by Bowery. Chase on for Omatoyo. All given away here now to Milot Rashica for Norwich, and that can and may well spell danger. into Billy Gilmore's orbit. Ahead he's got Ballymumba. You can feel a buzz when the new players get the ball, the likes of Rashica and Billy Gilmore. On this throw it is Mumba, Lucas Rupp and Dowell and Rashica. Rashica goes again. And there is a blue and gold shirt, and Kings Lynn should clear their lines here and do. Met by Jakob Sorensen. Hugel chasing, and the ball is with Paul Jones. And Paul Jones, in his brief Norwich stay, the goalkeeper, when he managed one game in the League Cup, a win over Coventry 6-1, you may recall, a few years ago now. That's back in August of 2016, Paul Jones' one and only game in the Norwich goal. Here's Andrew Omobamidele. Hugel chasing. Here is the threat from Jordan Hugel. Hugel in, and that's too near to Jones. Who had no club last year, Paul Jones. His last club in 1920 was Sheffield Wednesday. Didn't play for them in the first team either. Bulk of his career games have come in the goals of Crawley and Exeter City. Kings Lynn have made the decision this summer to go full-time professional as well for the second season at National League level. Here's Lucas Rupp onto Poiqueta. Releases Rashica. Here is that pace we saw in the Bundesliga. Rashica into Gilmore. Poiqueta. Omobamidele. Zimmerman. Poiqueta to try and make inroads here for Norwich. He's done that. In by Poiqueta. Up here now to Golden Matoyo. Now Tyler Denton for Kings Lynn. Pressure from Rashica was admirable. Rashica had to suffer relegation last season with his German club Werder Bremen. Hence the move to Norwich for what many saw as a relatively small fee, given the figures talked about him only a couple of years ago when there were lots of teams in the hunt for him. This is Junior Morias. He's lost the ball to Rashica. Dowell. Up to Morias now for Kings Lynn. On Mateo. This now is Luis Fernandez. Signed on loan this week, Fernandez from League Two Stevenage. Young centre-back who last season was loaned out to National League South Oxford City. Ballymumba. And Mumba again there for Norwich. This is Luis Fernandez. It's Ethan Coleman. Coleman's pass in here to Morias. Good covering here from Poiqueta. Omobamidele. Oh, and a foul there on Cameron King, the former Norwich junior Cameron King, who rejoined the club last season here from Halifax. Had 13 years King on the books at Norwich. Played once in the League Cup at Shrewsbury back in September of 2014. He's one game in a Canaries jersey, and he's won this free kick for his team now as well. Will this be Kings Lynn's first menace to Angus Gunn's goal? Gunn aligns a two-man defensive barrier. Angus Gunn's first team action last season came in a loan spell with Stoke City in the Championship. On this free kick, Tyler Denton's left foot is notable. Left here by Denton. And the wall stands firm, and Mumba's block away to safety here for Norwich. Well, a goalless contest so far, as the throw here taken by Kings Lynn back to Luis Fernandez. Into Coleman. Well, King has lost the ball here to Lucas Rupp for Norwich. He's got with him now Rashica on the move. Zimmerman. This is Jakob Sorensen. Bally Mumba. Into Kieran Dowell. Well, no goal so far. The one Norwich did score was ruled out for the foul by Jordan Hugill. Target here is Paqueta. He played just once for Poland at the Euros this summer. Came on in the game against Sweden in the group stage. His last game for his country 23 days ago. Again, a player who's had very little time to take time out and relax across the summer. Throw taken here by Luis Fernandez. It's with Omabamidele. Steps away from Omateo. Billy Gilmore's pass tries to find the run of Bally Mumba. Good header clear from Tyler Denton. Denton, the former Leeds junior, played for Leeds for 16 years in their junior sides. Back with Jones. Hugill shows interest. Now Paqueta. Lucas Rupp. Onto Andrew Omabamidele for Norwich. Onto Przemysław Paqueta. Rashica's drilled cross is blocked away as Norwich stay on the front foot in this first half, but yet to fashion a goal from their possessional domination thus far at the Walks. Here's Lucas Rupp. Rupp across, and in the end the ball is scuffed away out of harm's way for Kings Lynn. In by Fernandez, helped on but only as far as Omabamidele. Angus Gunn should get a run of games in these friendlies, with Tim Krul having that extended breather. Gilmore. Of course, Gunn will hope to give Daniel Farker a selection problem with his performances to rival Tim Krul as number one. Now Mumba He's had a bright game so far, the young left back. Paqueta. Gilmore. Ball back with Angus Gunn. Now it's with Jakob Sørensen, the Dane. Ahead Hugel, and here he is. Kieran Dowell. And Rashica onto Mumba. It's Bali Mumba. It might fall here for Paqueta. Good touch there to kill the ball, but away by Kings Lynn. Well, Kings Lynn's position last season, 21st in the fifth tier, the National League. Their last league game here was a thriller, a 4-4 draw with Aldershot back on the last day of the league season. King. Ball back with Jones. We should say that Norwich's last game here in 2018, the goals came in the second half, a 2-1 win. Here though is Kieran Dowell. Dowell goes on! And Kieran Dowell finds the target, and this one does count. It is the first goal of Norwich's pre-season. Kieran Dowell has it. And the defence of Kings Lynn Town breached by a goal, all the work of Kieran Dowell. Well, he scored 5 in his last 10 games last season, Dowell. He ended the season in really strong form and begins pre-season this time with a goal to make it 1-0 for Norwich. All the pressure here from Hugel. Jones with a rather shinned clearance. There's Coleman. Ethan Coleman. Well, the target has been picked out here for Kings Lynn Town. In behind Paqueta, the corner is one. It'll be Kings Lynn's first corner of this match. Well, might a set piece be the way back into the game here for Kings Lynn Town. In there they commit lots of bodies to the attack to put pressure on Norwich. Norwich here going for zonal marking. Header clear from Zimmerman. We should say they're seeing fans inside the walks here. How we've missed that, that colour, the noise, the atmosphere of people in the flesh watching a live game of football. Norwich's last game with fans was December, the home win over Cardiff. Watched by a crowd of 2,000 fans at Carrow Road in that game last year. Bali Mumba. I'd say a fairly good workout so far for the Canaries in this first half. It's Andrew Omobamadele. Rashica. Well, the win here 3 years ago was the first game in a Norwich shirt for Teemu Pukki. You may recall 3 years ago when they came and won their last game at the Walks. Header from Coleman. Now it's Omobamadele. Paqueta and Lucas Rupp. Rashica. Rashica's cross. Header from Zimmerman. It's been missed by him, but helping out was Jakob Sørensen. Back with goalkeeper Jones. Norwich's next friendly comes on Tuesday when they have a home game with Lincoln. That's the training ground, not at Carrow Road yet. Mumba back here to Angus Gunn, who's had a very quiet first half so far in his Norwich return. Billy Gilmore. Now the impressive Bally Mumba. Gilmore, Mumba goes again. And Mumba in. It's Lucas Rupp. Options on for him here. Took on the shot and Jones makes the save. Appeared a fairly regulation save there for Paul Jones, but Lucas Rupp, who is by no means in his career a regular scorer, took it on. Now Dowell, Rashica. Breaks for Przemysław Paqueta here for Norwich. It's Paqueta, full of promise. Rashica. Back now with Andrew Omobamadele. In terms of fans, 1,600 here tonight. It is a start. This is Cameron King. Now Billy Gilmore takes over. Gilmore's pass. Hugel goes on. And well won there by Tyler Denton for Kings Lynn. High from Sørensen. Up goes Coleman for Kings Lynn. Dowell onto Ballymumba again. Well, Mumba so far has been irrepressible for Norwich in this first half. Really impressive display so far from the young man of just 19 years still, playing at right back tonight. Here he is. Away by Zimmerman. Up to Hugill. As I say, Kings Lynn's last game here was a friendly with MK Dons 3 days ago, Russell Martin's team. They win a corner here. That game was played over 4 half hours to give their entire squad a full run out. Tonight's game is the traditional 2 halves of 45 minutes. Now Cameron King. Denton. Here comes Luis Fernandez. It's Lucas Rupp now into find Kieran Dowell. Well, Dowell's goal, the only goal of the game so far, the first half. Just that one Canaries goal to Kings Lynn's 0. Offside here, Jordan Hugill for Norwich. You may notice Kings Lynn shirts, the names don't entirely match up with the players wearing them in some cases. They're wearing last season's colours. Gun for Omabamidele. This is Shemisrav Poiketa. Billy Gilmore clever. In now to Kieran Dowell, back to Lucas Rupp. Norwich move the ball here with precision in the Kings Lynn final third. Up to Rashica. Poiketa on to Lucas Rupp. Referee's touch will require the ball to be bounced. Here comes Rashica. Comes out to Rupp here for Norwich. Coleman stands firm for Kings Lynn. Oh, cool and calm there on the Bamidele. Gilmore, Poiketa. Gilmore challenged well there by Ethan Coleman. Poiketa feeds Rashica. Comes on now to Billy Gilmore for Norwich. Ahead Mumba's on the move, and here he is. It's Mumba, looks for Rashica. This is Jakob Sørensen. Billy Gilmore looks for Mumba again, but this one's well read by Kings Lynn. Coleman. Kieran Dowell blocked off by Coleman. Norwich free kick in the position of some promise. Maybe a fraction far for a strike on Paul Jones's target. And the ball has been seized by Przemysław Płaketa. Also there is Kieran Dowell. On this free kick there are three wise men, Billy Gilmore, Płaketa and also Kieran Dowell. They will favour the strike of Dowell here over Płaketa. It is Kieran Dowell deflected away for what? A corner for the Canaries. On this corner it's Płaketa to take it. In goes that set piece towards Jakob Sørensen here. Just bounced away from the Dane. Just the one goal last season for Sørensen came in December's home win over Nottingham Forest by 2-1. Another man who's agreed a new long-term contract this week. Here comes Sundere. There has been a change for Kings Lynn. They've brought on Munashi Sundaya. This is one of their summer acquisitions from St Albans. Luis Fernandez. Coleman for King. Now Sundaya. Fernandez hits it long and high. Away by Sørensen here for Kieran Dowell's intervention. Ethan Coleman wouldn't fall there for Sundaya. Gilmore's pass finds Rashica here for Norwich to stretch those legs. We know he's full of pace, Rashica. Is there a finish? Not this time. You see what he's about, Rashica, exciting, aggressive front foot. Loves to stretch defenders. Away by goalkeeper Jones. Coleman's pass on here to Cameron King. Here comes Cameron King. King in here for Sundyer. And away will come Lucas Rupp for Norwich. Ahead Hugill, has he stayed onside this time? Hugill, the flag stays down. Hugill across for Kieran Dowell. Off the bar for number 2. And the same player has it. Made by Hugill. And the emphatic finish is from Kieran Dowell. A lovely rapid Canaries counter. The ball to release Hugill, the flag stayed down just onside by a whisker. And the ball across, put away with interest by Kieran Dowell. Well, a 2-goal lead now fashioned by the Canaries. No more than their first half dominance has earned. Luis Fernandez. Now Cameron King. Options here for Kings Lynn. Good defensive cover there from Paqueta. What can Kings Lynn fashion here? It's towards Luis Fernandez. Rupp under pressure. Well won here by Sundyer. On Matteo. And that'll be a free kick for Kings Lynn. It has been a saveless first half so far for Angus Gunn. His first Norwich game for 1,167 days, don't forget. Played all the matches in Daniel Farke's first season in charge of the club back in 17-18. Ethan Coleman's gone for goal and Gunn is behind the shot. Angus Gunn's first piece of any work of note in the first half. Here's Omobamidele. Sorensen for Hugill. Coleman for Fernandez. Helped on there by Sundyer and King. This is Omotoyo. Omotoyo goes a long way. He took on the shot as well, and he's hit the bar, and a goal for Kings Lynn. Well, they're back in the game here at 2-1. The home fans in fine voice as their team have won back against the Premier League newcomers. All came when gold. Omotayo's shot came back off Angus Gunn's crossbar. And there will be no clean sheet on Angus Gunn's first game back in the Norwich goal. Well, Matteo shot had real venom in it when it came back off the crossbar. And a simple tap in to make it 2-1. This is Przemysław Płakieta. Omobamidele, Billy Gilmore. Płakieta. Into Hugo. Up goes Zimmerman here. That's Luis Fernandez for the run of Denton. Here comes Andrew Omobamidele. Płakieta steps inside and finds Lucas Rupp. Away from Omotoyo. Gilmore and Rupp. And there's Rashica. For half-time. And it's an entertaining first half at the Walks. Norwich with a 2-goal lead with goals from Kieran Dowell, before Lynn got one back just before half-time. And this has been a really good game to watch so far in the Canaries' first pre-season test. At half-time the score, it's Kings Lynn 1, Norwich 2.
Let's go.
Welcome back as Norwich retake the field for the second half of this friendly, leading here by 2-1 away to Kings Lynn. A couple of goals in the first half from Kieran Dowell. A goal back for Kings Lynn from Ross Barrows to make it 2-1. It'll be the Canaries who will start the second half. They have brought Adam Ida on for the second half as well to replace, I think, Rashica. Also Todd Cantwell has come on at half-time as well, so a couple of Daniel Farker changes. Adam Ida, who scored the winner on Norwich's last game here in the summer of 2018. And here we go, Norwich get the second half in motion. This is Jakob Sørensen. As I say then, for the second half, for both Todd Cantwell and Adam Ida have come on for Daniel Farker. Zimmerman. Now Andrew Omabama-Dele. Lucas Rupp. Breaks in now for Ballymumba. Cantwell did play here for a Norwich second string team in a friendly back in 2017, Todd Cantwell. Adam Ida towards Ballymumba. Well, the current score 2-1 is the score we had on Norwich's last game at the Walks in that match back in 2018. All the goals that day came in the second half. Ida got the winner. This is Christoph Zimmerman. And goal of change as well here with Michael McGovern on for the second half. Cantwell. On to Lucas Rupp. Here comes Christoph Zimmerman for Norwich. On the move, it's Przemysław Płakieta. In behind Barrows. It's Płakieta now, back to Todd Cantwell. Cantwell in turn for Kieran Dowell. Well, Kieran Dowell's two first half goals have given Norwich their 2-1 leading position. That's Fernandez. Now the chase on for Sundyer, pressuring Jakob Sørensen. Barrows throws in. Cantwell pressured and fouled here, and a free kick for Norwich. This is the first of 8 games in Norwich's pre-season. They take on Lincoln, Huddersfield twice, Coventry, Sheffield United, Gillingham and Newcastle before the season starts. It's Adam Eder. Back to Todd Cantwell. Eder, Lucas Rupp. Towards Eder again. That'll be a free kick then for Kings Lynn Town. Chase on here for Junior Morias. Away comes Zimmerman for Norwich. Cool and calm, no pressure here for Zimmerman, but he's lost the ball. Morias, and it's given in the end as a free kick to Kings Lynn Town. And a free kick which Tyler Denton stands on here for Kings Lynn. Michael McGovern, the goalkeeper, brought on at half-time, replacing Angus Gunn for Norwich. In goes that free kick for Kings Lynn. The header is over the bar. And that was a scare for Michael McGovern, just brought on at half-time in the Canaries' goal. Cantwell. On here to Omabamidele. Sorensen. Cantwell, back to Omabamidele. Zimmerman. Omabamidele. On to Cantwell here, what can he produce? Into Rupp. And Hugill. Pwaketa's cross will earn Norwich their first corner of this second half. That goal has given Kings Lynn a real lift before half-time. Can Norwich open up that 2-goal buffer from this set piece taken by Przemysław Płaketa? Pwaketa's corner. Towards Sorensen, here's Cantwell. Just caressed the ball down. Looks here for Omabamidele. This is Christoph Zimmerman. Sorensen. On here now to Sundyer. Denton given away here to Rupp. On to Todd Cantwell. Andrew Omobamidele. Cantwell. Denton's pass. Junior Morias. Morias does well here, takes Omobamidele as well now, and what can they fashion here, Kings Lynn? Header from Sørensen. It's Lucas Rupp. One here to Jakob Sørensen. Christoph Zimmermann. Whoop. On the move here is Adam Ida. He's the target. Ida still there for Norwich. Now Sundyer. Ball taken from behind here. Foul against Jakob Sørensen. Well, changes made here by Kings Lynn. It'll be, I think, an entirely new team being brought on here by Ian Culverhouse. Change of colours too. White is the colours for the team to come on to play the game's last portion. Only in pre-season, eh? Here's a team full of trialists, many of whom their names are being kept secret. We'll see how they cope against Norwich, who still have on their field a very strong team indeed. So one team off, the other team comes on here for Kings Lynn. Referee checking, we have 11 players on the field for Kings Lynn, not any more or any less. We do now have the 11th coming onto the field for Kings Lynn Town. Here is Ballymumba for Norwich. Back to Michael McGovern. This is Zimmermann, pressured by the young striker they brought on, Florian Sogam. He is of Cameroon origin, though has come through local football in Peterborough. Made his debut on the last day of the last season as a sub against Aldershot. On the free kick, Cantwell for Norwich. Ahead Dowell, Ida, and here is Hugill. Lucas Rupp. Andrew Omobamidele. Away from Sagam. Zimmerman for Lucas Rupp here. The ball given away though to Kings Lynn. What can they produce on this attacking situation? Idar for Hugill, and now here comes Cantwell. The head Paqueta in a great position here, and a corner won by the pole. There will be Norwich changes before too long from Daniel Farker. Meanwhile, his team have a corner. Paqueta's corner. There's Omabamadele. And the cross here towards Jordan Hugill. A fairly regulation save from that. I think a double change coming soon for Norwich against this very young Kings Lynn team now on the field. Cantwell's pressure. This is Flora Sagum. There is Christoph Zimmerman for Norwich. Well, Tuesday's game with League One Lincoln is next on the agenda. That at the Lotus Trading Centre. Friday, same venue. They play Huddersfield Town twice in a couple of behind closed doors friendlies. Well, Lynn enjoyed last season their best ever FA Cup run. They got to the second round, losing to Portsmouth. This is Christoph Zimmerman for Norwich. Into Kieran Dowell. Here comes that double Norwich swap. I think coming on here, number 43 is John Tomkinson. Also coming on, number 1 is Rob Nizet, who is a young Belgian youth international, brought in from Anderlecht a couple of years ago. And yes, indeed, Tomkinson comes on into the back 4. Here he is. Tomkinson, the young American, born in Texas. On here to Cantwell, who is all Norfolk. Tomkinson. Hugill's touch was meant for Cantwell. Kieran Dowell, lovely control. Ahead Adam Ida. Here comes Cantwell's way for Norwich. Maybe shouldn't have done. Now Nizet. Cantwell. Andrew Omabamadele for Jakob Sørensen, who's now gone into midfield with Tomkinson in the defensive position. A Kings Lynn counter as they chase the game 2-1 down. Can the 5th tier team level here? Should mention Kings Lynn's first league game. They entertained Southend here, who've just come down, of course, from League Two. That game on August the 21st, so 36 days until Kings Lynn's first league match. For Norwich, only 29 days until they take on Liverpool. Nizet, now it's Jakob Sørensen. Zimmerman. Tomkinson. Omobamidele. Cantwell delicious between two players and brought down for a free kick foul against Flo Sagam for Kings Lynn, and a set piece in a position Norwich can try to exploit. This is Zimmerman. Rob Nizet, good work here from him. And a corner one through the Belgians' left-hand side perseverance. Nizet, who last season scored 3 times for the under-23 team at Norwich in Premier League 2. It's Dowell's corner. And the header from Sørensen off target. Has been a big move for Kings Lynn to go full-time professional for the coming season. Club has to, of course, find the money to employ full-time staff and feed the players on a regular basis in terms of lunch at the training facility, find a training ground as well, of course. The club can use day in, day out. All these things cost money, and for a club like Kings Lynn, at the end of a pandemic as well, it's going to be very tough to make the switch to be a full-time team for next season, but that's what they've done. This is Jakob Sørensen for Christoph Zimmerman. Cantwell's dancing feet. Good work here by Todd Cantwell. Back with Andrew Omobamidele. Nizet. Andrew Omobamidele. Cantwell for Tomkinson. Jakob Sørensen. Here finds Todd Cantwell. Cantwell, Dowell. On to Rob Nizet. And there's Cantwell. And the chance comes and goes. That's been a second half where Norwich, with the changes, have not really found their rhythm as in the first. Often the way in friendlies that the number of changes can disrupt and disjoint and break down a team's performance. Here's Ida. Ida for Cantwell, for Jordan Hugill. Angle is tight. Behind Nizet. Hugel's cross is blocked away here. It is a Norwich throw-in. Cantwell. On to Christoph Zimmermann. John Tomkinson. Adam Ida. Blocked. Ida tries again. Back to Omabamidele for Nizet. Back here with Michael McGovern. Now Christoph Zimmermann. Tomkinson. Well, the first game of pre-season, of course, always the team at their most rusty, but useful minutes in the legs for Daniel Farke's men tonight. Here comes Zimmermann for Jakob Sørensen and Adam Ida. Hugill for Kieran Dowell. Dowell now for Rob Nizet! Well, he hit that with real venom, Rob Nizet. Scored 3 times in last season's under-23 team in the Premier League 2. That, though, was in the end way off target. All given away here. Tomkinson's header falls here into Kingsland possession. There's Ballymumba. On to the cool and calm Christoph Zimmermann. Now Andrew Omabamidele for Norwich. On to Tomkinson. Norwich now with a back three of Omabamidele and Zimmermann and the new player Tomkinson. Cantwell away from one challenge. Back to Jakob Sørensen. Well, Lynn have certainly given Norwich a very stern test so far in this opening friendly. Here is Rob Nizet. Jakob Sørensen. Tomkinson. Zimmermann, long here for Cantwell, in behind. Cantwell for Jordan Hugill. Asked too much. Dowell for Hugill, and Hugill was caught. Quick free kick. Has broken down for Norwich. It's Tomkinson. Zimmermann. onto Andrew Omabamidele. Zimmerman, Tomkinson for Norwich. Ahead, he's got Mumba on the right. Todd Cantwell and Jordan Hugill. And Hugill wins the free kick in a position which is of some promise here for Norwich. Maybe a hat-trick chance for Kieran Dowell. And the ball has been grabbed with intent here by Todd Cantwell. Now handed over to Kieran Dowell. Referee spray foam marks out where the Lynn wall must position itself. Options here for Norwich are Kieran Dowell or Kieran Dowell. Dowell takes aim over the bar. Well, around the box, one or two really neat touches from Kieran Dowell to go with his 2 goals as well tonight. Another double switch here for Norwich. Going off, it is the front 2, so off goes Dowell and off goes Jordan Hugill. Coming on Dan Adshead, and also I think Tom Dixon-Peters too, the young striker, goes on to replace Hugill. Dixon-Peters will play as the partner now to Adam Eder. Well, Dan Adshead has come on. He had a loan spell last season in the Dutch second division with Telstar Ameiden. It's Cantwell. On to Tomkinson and Zimmerman. Adshead, onto Cantwell, onto Adam Eder for Dixon-Peters and Nizet. Still Nizet now for Dan Adshead, and Lynn blocked the ball away to safety. In transition now come Kings Lynn. The ball is Michael McGovern's. Cantwell. Tomkinson, Cantwell. Here comes Christoph Zimmerman for Norwich. On to Dan Adshead. Bali Mumba. Well, that's reverse of the game here 3 years ago when all the goals came in the second half. Tonight, the 3 goals in the first half. Norwich, as last time, leading by 2-1. Covering here is the impressive Andrew Bamadele, who again tonight has caught the eyes. Only 19 still, don't forget, the young defender. Debut against Cardiff last January. Cantwell caught, and a free kick. This is Tom Dixon-Peters. Sorensen, now Nizet. And that'll be a free kick for Kings Lynn Town with time running out. Norwich remain 2-1 leaders from the first half. I'm sure a game to file for Daniel Farker under good workout at the Walks tonight. This is Jakob Sorensen. Adsaid for Mumba. It's Todd Cantwell. Cantwell still twists and turns but can't find his way beyond that line of Lynn defenders. Sorensen. Cantwell. Now Omar Bamadele for Dan Adsaid. Adsaid finds Adamida. Adamida's shot. It's a fairly rare piece of second half work for Kings Lynn's goalkeeper. Norwich second half have certainly eased off the gas pedal a fraction. Here comes Sorensen. On to Dan Adsaid. On to Ballymumba for Norwich. It's with Christoph Zimmermann. Ballymumba. Well, Mumba makes good progress here, finds Todd Cantwell. Well, nearing now the game's last 5 or so minutes. Here is Dixon-Peters. On to Jakob Sorensen for Rob Nizet. Nizet in. And the flag up for offside here against the Belgian. Foul by Dan Adsaid. He signed back in 2019 from Rochdale, played for them at the age of 16. Sure learned from his loan spell last year in the Dutch second division with Telstar. Cantwell. He does pressure. Here comes Rob Nizet now for Todd Cantwell. Cantwell in full flow. Cantwell for Adamida. And the ball is back with Kings Lynn's goalkeeper. This is Jakob Sorensen. McGovern for Christoph Zimmermann here for Norwich. Sorensen for Dixon Peters. Omabamidele. Cantwell finds Mumba. It's Mumba still here for Norwich. In by Mumba. Dixon Peters deflected, they claim a hand. They want a penalty. It is no penalty. Well, loud Canaries appeals there for a spot kick for a potential handball. Nothing given. Cantwell, lovely balance, and there is knocked off balance. It's Zimmerman. Now Andrew Omabamidele to find Rob Nizet. Cantwell, cleverly done. Dixon Peters for Adsed. Now back with Jakob Sorensen. Todd Cantwell, and Adam Ida's in on goal! In those situations, Adam Ida is absolutely lethal. Rolled in to make it 3-1. And the man who scored the winning goal here when Norwich last came back in 2018 is on the score sheet again at the Walks. So Ida's goal makes it 3-1 for Norwich. A late goal to underline the win in their first game of pre-season. One more change, off goes Mumba. In his place here comes Josh Georgi. He's a young Irish-Romanian. Only 19 on the books at Norwich since 2018. Play goes on here and Lynn could be in. Nizet back to goalkeeper McGovern. Adsed. On here to Andrew Omabamidele. Into traffic. Now back with Jakob Sorensen. Dan Adsed. Todd Cantwell. On the chase here is Nizet. Todd Cantwell for Nizet. Jakob Sorensen. Away from Georgi. Now Jakob Sorensen up to find Adam Ida. Ahead Dixon Peters chasing, he'll chase this one down, the goalkeeper comes to meet him and got there first. Georgie. Now Dan Adshead onto Tompkinson. And that concludes the first Norwich game of pre-season. In the end, a win by 3-1. The first half brace from Kieran Dowell. A goal back for Lynn from their fullback Ross Barrows, before late on Adam Eder scored the goal to clinch a 3-1 Canaries win. And now, with the first game against Liverpool just 29 days away, pre-season starts with a Norwich win. Final score here at the Walks, it ends Kings Lynn 1, Norwich 3.